Hi, I hope this video is recording with proper audio and proper video. As you can see, I have changed my setup. Um, I have turned the setup 180 degrees so that you will be able to see the beautiful wall I have created. Uh, this it's Batman and that's Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm a fan of superheroes and I'm a fan of cinema. So and about uploading videos on a regular basis. It's been a while since I uploaded my last video. Um, Life's been kind of busy, and to be honest, I was being lazy too. Considering my previous videos, this video might seem a bit off topic. My previous videos were about God, religion, belief systems, and atheism. But in this video, I'll be talking about cinema, my opinions on cinema, how much cinema means to me, and how I perceive cinema. So it's not necessary to completely agree with my opinions. These are my opinions, and our opinions can be different on a but on the same topic. So, so if you find it relatable, then hit that like button. And also, uh, as you can see, my hairstyle has changed compared to my previous videos. And just by the length of the video, you can tell that it's been a very long time. I think I kind of look like Louis Pullman. He's a character from Thunderbolts movie called, his character name is Sentry. He is a superhero character. I think I have the same hairstyle as him. Just I have added mustache and a beard. Yeah, Indian Sentry. Anyways, fun fact, actually this is my fourth time recording the same video. I hope this time it is recording properly because the first time the audio didn't record, the mic didn't work. The second time the setup was not proper. Third time I recorded for actual 1 hour and the mic didn't connect. So this is the fourth time I'm actually recording. So yeah, man, it's been pretty tough. And it gets boring after a point talking about the same topic again and again. So I'll keep my energy high. I'll try to keep my energy high. So also about the quality of my video, I know it's not great and people tell me to upgrade it, but but that's not the point of my video. The the quality, the content I'm delivering is in the audio of the video. The imagery is not the best point of my video. I'm trying to record it from my laptop. What I want is that you, what I want is that I don't want your visual attention. I want your audio, what do you say? Audible attention. I don't want my videos to have your eyes engaged. You can do your work. You can uh, play my video in the background and do your work, and you can yeah, you can do multitasking. So my videos are not about the imagery, it is about the audio. I'm so bad at English, man. I need to improve my communication skills. Like how I'm gonna crack my interviews. It is bad, like really bad. I will try to say that again. Yeah, people try to tell me that I should upgrade my camera quality, but you're not getting the point of my video. What I am delivering to you is not the video. What I'm delivering to you is the audio. What I'm trying to tell you are the points and the thoughts, what I think about a particular topic. That's the main point of the video, not the visual beauty. So you can play my video in the background and still be doing your work. You can do multitasking. You can watch my videos while you are trying to sleep. So it's, I think it's okay. The camera quality is fine. Maybe I will upgrade after I hit some particular followers. So yeah, just so you know, video might not, just so you know, this video might not be a one take, just like my previous videos, because this video is way, way longer than my previous videos. And I have actually written like a 10-page script on my notebook, and then I typed it in my computer, edited it so many times. It took me some time to, script it. So I might fumble in between, and I might forget some points. So I need to take a look at my uh, notebook or my computer for the points I'm going to talk about. So maybe this video will not be a one take like my previous videos. Okay, so let's begin. If you ask me, I think in the entire history of entertainment and storytelling, cinema and movies will surely be in top 5. I think cinema has reached the most number of people compared to any other art forms of storytelling, considering books, theater shows. Not not because other forms, not because other art forms are lesser, but because cinema combines so many powerful elements at once. Cinema can have many other art forms included in it. I mean, cinema can have music in it, cinema can have uh, acting in it, cinema can have visuals in it, beautiful visuals, cinema can have paintings in it. Uh, yeah, cinema can have performance in it, cinema can deliver emotions. So, yeah, this is the beauty of cinema. Cinema can have every other art forms in it. Another beautiful thing about cinema is how it preserves moments in time. What I mean by that is that a stage performance lives in the present, but a film can travel through generations. A film that was released in 1950s or 1960s, I can still watch it today. It's not like the theater shows that the artist was alive in 1920s, and now I'm not able to see the work of that artist unless he recorded it. But theater shows get lost to time, but cinema doesn't. I mean, Charlie Chaplin has made us laugh with his visual comedy in his era, and as of now, we can still watch his movies wherever we want. Cinema doesn't get lost to time. Look, I'm not disrespecting any art form, but to me, the love for cinema is far greater than any other forms of storytelling. I mean, you can watch movies however and wherever you want. You can watch movies with big audience in a theater. You can watch it in 3D. You can watch it in IMAX. You can watch it at your home, your office, lying down on your bed, wherever and however you want. And if you know how to pirate movies, then you do not even have to pay to watch it. I know it's morally wrong, but it has its advantages. I think movies and cinema have reached a much wider audience than any other art forms of entertainment. Um, I have so much respect for cinema. Yeah. So before going to the next points, I would like to make it clear that by movies and cinema, I mean the cinemas that are worth watching. Okay. I'm not talking about films which are made only to grab cash. Like we know, like this movie is made just to collect money. I'm not talking about empty sequels, movies with lazy stories, or projects created without any soul. Those type of movies come and go. I'm talking about honest cinema, beautiful cinema, the kind of films that are made with passion, that are made with care, uh, which took some risks to make it, which you know what I'm talking about. The kind of film that makes you feel something real, the kind of film that stays with you long after the credits roll. Because good cinema is not just content to consume. That is the cinema I'm talking about. That is the cinema I love. So in the entire video, I'll be talking about that. And yeah, to me, art is expression. Okay, and I would like to keep cinema in a category of an art form. I think every character, every actor, every uh, writer, even the editor, the lighting guy, everyone who works on a movie, all of them are trying to express themselves through cinema. They all are trying to make you feel a certain way. They are trying to make you feel emotions like laughter. They are trying to make you feel sadness, anger, amusement, shock, all those kinds of emotions. So while watching a scene, if you feel any of those emotions, even one emotion, if they are able to deliver or make you feel one emotion, then I think they have succeeded in their craft. Each film wants you to feel a certain way. So being an art form, it completely depends on the audience how they perceive the film. It's not necessary for you to feel the same way about the film the way I feel about it. Maybe you felt an emotion way stronger than I did, which will shape your opinion about a film differently than mine, which is totally fine. It depends completely on the audience member how they feel about a movie. There there is a strong possibility that I watch a film and find it completely life changing, and you, on the other hand, might feel that the same movie is a waste of 2 hours. S- It it depends entirely on the individual how they feel about a particular movie. It depends entirely on how they were brought up, like their environment, th- their parents, everything. So it depends on a single person how they see a particular movie, and everybody sees a same film differently. So the baseline is this art is subjective. A movie is one story on the screen, but a thousand different experiences in the audience. So I would like to talk about uh, how timing affects the experience of a movie. Okay, sometimes a film you watch is not bad. Okay, it is simply arriving at the wrong time in your life. You may watch a movie today and feel nothing because you may have not yet lived the emotions it is speaking about. But maybe years later, after you have grown, after experiencing life, maybe after experiencing failure, maybe experiencing love, loss, growth, and then after all these experiences, you watch the same movie again. The same film can hit you in a completely different way. So the movie did not change. You changed, broski. You did. The change was within you. So that's why some film becomes masterpieces to us only later, while other lose their magic with time. Art meets every person differently depending on where they are in life. So sometimes the movie you ignored was actually a treasure you were not yet seeking. So maybe some films deserve a second chance, you know, like let's, for example, movie called Pursuit of Happiness. If you are young, you may not be able to feel the uh, movie the same way an adult would feel about the movie, because if you are young, like for example 15, 16 years of age, you don't know how much efforts it takes to find a job. But if you are an adult, for example, you are like 26 or 27, you know how the world is, you know what it takes to get a job. So the same movie will affect you in a different way. The same film will relate to you more after a decade. So it just, so the timing of the movie affects the experience of the movie. So okay, so I am sure as a kid you must have watched some movies which you still remember now. Today also, whenever you are watching television and maybe you are changing channels on your television, and you might find, just hold on. Please don't get annoyed if I keep doing this in the middle of the video, because I like my hairstyle. Okay. I was talking about, yeah, about when you were a kid, and when you were a kid and you used to watch movies, you still remember now. So today also, whenever you are watching television and see your childhood movies come up on the television while changing the channels, maybe sometimes you come across a movie that you used to watch when you were a kid. So you don't change the channel immediately. You just stay there sometimes you just stay there watching the same movie you have watched when you were a kid. Mm, why? W- I mean, why do we do that? Because we have watched the movie when we were a child, like we have watched the movie so many times, but we still stay there for a moment. Why do we do that, you may ask? Maybe maybe because we start getting nostalgic about the movie. Maybe we were reliving our childhood again. One of the main reasons that we get attached to movies in our childhood is because we used to watch the same movies again and again. We have had watched the same movie so many times that sometimes we know what the next dialogue would be. We get so attached by rewatching it that it becomes like a comfort movie for us. So, so the number of times you watch your favorite movie is directly proportional to how much you get attached to it. The secret to making a movie from likable to lovable is rewatching it. I mean, there should not be any shame to rewatch a movie you have already liked or you have already watched. Mm. Because if you rewatch a movie you have liked, then rewatching it will feel like a comfort. It will get attached to your life in such a way that you will get back to it every few months, maybe every few years, because that movie might comfort you. It's not a waste of. Some people think that rewatching any film is like waste of their time, because why do you need to watch the same movie you have already watched? But they don't understand that some movies are like a comfort movie for us, you know. Um, so maybe we need to embrace rewatching movies instead of like watching 7 or 8 movies a week. That will make you remember the movie, and maybe it might impact your life somehow, and make some positive changes in your life. Some movies definitely need a second or third watch, because on the first watch you may have missed some details that you might find in your second watch. Some movies are intended to make audience watch it again. For example, movies like Tenet by Christopher Nolan, Inception by Christopher Nolan, and Shutter Island. These are the movies which are uh, made in a such a way that the audience or the individual will surely take a second watch, because it is almost impossible to understand these movies completely in a single watch. So in my opinion, rewatching a movie is like far better than watching too many movies. So maybe movies deserves a second chance. Just try the movies which you have not liked. Maybe try giving them another chance, or maybe movies which you have liked. Try giving them another chance. You will definitely like it, and the amount of respect for the movie will surely increase in your eyes. So maybe try rewatching some movies and may embrace rewatching. Okay. Uh, so talking about the next point, I would like to mention some problems like the fast and short time video content. You know what I'm talking about? The reels, the TikToks, and the YouTube shorts, the short form of video content. Our habit of doom scrolling has ruined the movie experience for us, at least for this generation, and definitely for the future generations. We are so used to watching reels and shorts that our attention span has been reduced to half compared to the time reels and shorts were so popular. For example, like 12, 13 years ago, into Yeah, like the time, like the year 2012 or 13. At that time, reels and shorts were TikToks that it was not so much popular, and we had our attention span better compared to today's. So our ability to focus on one thing for a longer amount of time has been reduced. I'm sorry to say this, but every generation has been affected by it. The elder people spend time on Facebook, and they blame kids for being on their phones all the time. But it's that every generation has been affected by it, no matter the age. I have seen the because of doom scrolling. I have seen the effects of doom scrolling on cinema. I have seen people scrolling on Twitter and Instagram in a movie theater. In a movie theater, like, how can you scroll on your phone in a movie theater, man? For me, that is one of the most disrespectful things you can do. Let, let me clarify it to you. How is that disrespectful? And some of you might be like, it's not that deep, bro. Like, it's not that serious. So please hear me out. Like, these are my opinions, and you don't particularly have to agree, but you need to hear me out first. First of all, you disturb the people around you by the brightness of your phone. Your phone makes a distraction to the main screen which is in front of me, and it is quite difficult to focus on the main screen when a bright screen is just beside me. It makes like a distraction. your People who use their phones in a movie theater, like, their behavior removes the immersive experience of the movie. Like, some movies are made for the immersive experience. Movies like Avatar: The Way of Water by James Cameron. These are the movies made for the immersive experience. If you take your phones out and start scrolling in middle of the movie, that will just remove my immersive experience for that movie. Second of all, you are disrespecting the countless efforts of the people who are making the movie for you. Those people have worked so hard to make you feel a certain way about a movie, and you are on your phone scrolling. I mean, that is just disrespectful. Maybe you are just rejecting their efforts. Maybe the director or maybe the editor took 10 tries. Maybe the director of the movie took 10 takes to make the frame look a certain way. You are disrespecting their efforts. You are disrespecting an art form. Whenever there is a scene of characters having a deep emotional conversation with each other, whenever there is no action or lots of movement on the screen, then people just start to scroll on their phones. I mean, please don't do that. It's not respectful. Also, I have heard in movie reviews that about a term called a movie being slow. What do you mean a particular scene is slow? You mean characters having a deep conversation? You mean the beautiful dialogues with emotional depth? Yeah, maybe that's not slow, buddy. Maybe it's that slow. Your reduced attention span has led you to scroll in the middle of a movie and you call the scene in a particular movie slow. That's not how the movie works. That's not how you watch a movie. You know, we need to stay with the characters. We need to think like the characters. We need to think with the characters. We need to live with the characters. We need to feel their journey. Like we should feel like we are on a journey with the characters. We need to feel with the characters. What are the characters feeling in a particular moment? We need to feel that way. We need to be the characters. That's how it works. Maybe while saying the dialogue, the actor took a deliberate pause to convey an emotion. Maybe the actor twitched his eye deliberately. You will not be able to see this because you were busy scrolling on your phone. Their efforts are a waste if you do not focus. The doom scrolling habit has affected cinema. Also, I would like to mention another effects of doom scrolling on cinema, and this is way greater than you think. I have heard that movie production houses like Netflix have instructions to the director and the makers of the film that they need to subtly define the plot every few minutes in a movie so that audience does not lose interest while watching a film. Like they have instructions that uh, the audience should be stick to their phones and they should not start doom scrolling on Instagram. Like they should not switch from Netflix to any other app while watching a film. So they are making films in a way that are making people stick to their phones. They are cutting out the typical you call slow scenes, scenes with emotional depth, scenes with uh, beautiful dialogues in them. They are cutting it out so that audience doesn't leave Netflix. Basically, we need spoon feeding about movies plot. That's what they are saying. I mean, this is what we have come to because of doom scrolling. The level of cinema is dropping day by day. Cinema is changing because of reduced attention span. So, attention span is a way bigger threat to cinema if you think about it. Now, I would uh, like to share a personal story about effects of a reduced attention span. I guess everybody know about Stranger Things. You know, if you don't know, like if you are elderly person and you or maybe Gen Alpha, Stranger Things was a Netflix TV show which was started in 2016 and it ended on January 1st, 2026. In 2016, I was not aware of the TV show, but I was aware of the TV show in 2022. So before 2022, three seasons of Stranger Things were already out, and in 2022, the fourth season of the show was about to drop. So on the internet, I heard about Stranger Things. I had heard about Stranger Things, but I had never watched it. So before season 4 could drop, I thought of watching the previous three seasons so I would be able to watch season 4 with the core audience of the Stranger Things. So I would be able to enjoy the same way like this audience of Stranger Things. So to complete three seasons, it took me around 3 weeks to complete three seasons of the TV show. I did not binge watched it. I took my sweet time to complete the three seasons of the show. It took me like 3 weeks to complete it, and I think there was still a week left before season 4 was out. Week before the season 4 was about to drop. To me, that felt like an entire month. the entire week of waiting elevated and elevated the experience of season 4 overall for me. So as the season 4 dropped, uh, with each episode I used to with each episode I used to watch, I used to close Netflix and I used to go on social media apps like YouTube, Reddit, and on Instagram. And I used to read what people are saying about it. After each episode, I used to watch episode explanations. Even though I completely understood the episode, I used to watch explanations of the episode because I wanted to feel the most of it. I wanted to feel uh, most of the episode, and I wanted to know what other people are thinking about it. Are they feeling the same way I'm feeling about it? And I used to read fan theories about the next episode, which were not yet released, and I used to, get involved in all the discussions about the season, and that was very, uh, involving kind of stuff. Okay, in 2022, I was going through a tough time, talking about my personal life, uh, and Stranger Things came as an escape to me. It was like an escape from reality, and I got emotionally attached to the characters of the show. I felt like I know the characters personally. S- So the summer of 2022 was like the peak of Stranger Things. Today also, if I come across anything related to Stranger Things, even the actors, even the music, I just go back straight to the memories of 2022. Stranger Things means something to me. For like 2 weeks, I was uh, completely immersed in the season 4 of the Stranger Things, and that was like a really good time for me. So with every TV show, there is a time of my life attached to it. So after 2022, for like 4 years, I waited for the final and fifth season of the show to drop. Mm, They didn't uh, drop the final season until 2026, though. So there was like 4 years of time in between, and I used to watch. I rewatched the show again. I watched edits. I used to read fan theories about it on YouTube. It was a lot about Stranger Things. So okay, the final season was dropping just like final and the fifth season was dropping just a day before my exams, but it didn't matter to me. I watched one episode per day and did my exam side by side. You know what I'm trying to say is the Stranger Thing was like an experience for me. It means something to me. I feel like Stranger Thing was like a part of my life in 2022. I lived an entire another plot in my life in 2022. I feel like that. So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to tell you now will shock you. On the other hand, my friend heard that Stranger Things season 5 is dropping and everyone's everyone is going to talk about it after it was released. So just to fit in the conversation, what she did was uh, she binged watched the entire 4 seasons of the TV show in 2 days. Seems quite impossible, right? 37 hours of content in 48 hours? Yeah, I thought she was bluffing. I thought she's just lying about the show. I I thought that she just read about it and she didn't actually watch it. So I asked her, how was that possible? How could you watch 37 hours of content in 48 hours, considering proper amount of sleep and regular activities? She told me that she watched it in 2x speed and skipped some parts of the show to complete it in 2 days. I mean, there should have been a camera at that moment. You should have seen my face, my reaction while she uttered those words in front of me. My jaw had dropped. My eyes were wide open. I was visibly shocked. I never thought something like that was possible. I have never even thought of watching a freaking TV show in a 2x speed. I didn't thought that was an option, like that was possible. How can you be so impatient? I have never seen such level of impatience ever. Even after watching it like this, she had the audacity to tell me that she didn't like the show. You didn't like the show after watching it in 2x speed and skipping some parts and skipping some scenes. Man, if I was in a room with a tiger, a criminal, and her, and I had a gun with two bullets, I would have shot her twice. Because what do you mean you watched a TV show in 2x speed and skipped slow scenes? A T- okay, a TV show is not an exam syllabus you cover within a day. A TV show is supposed to be an experience. It is supposed to be like being on a journey with the characters. It should feel like you are with the characters on a particular journey. Like she watched the show to complete it. Her goal was completion of the show. Like there was some kind of prize for completing. Talking and discussing about a movie or a TV show is supposed to be an add on for the experience you got after or after you have watched it. The discussion part should not be your main goal. Whole point of the show was rejected because of the way she watched it. The prize is not the completion of the show, the prize is the show. These are the same people who rate cinema and TV shows lower on IMDb. Talking about TV shows, in my opinion, as far as TV shows are concerned, you should watch 1 or 2 episodes per day. Like like 2 episodes are like maximum you should watch in a day. I have never been in a favor of binge watching shows. Binge watching doesn't give you time to let the episode sink in and dissolve within you before starting the next episode. There should be time in between episodes to allow you to think about the characters, their actions, and their motives. There should be time between episodes so that you are allowed to analyze the actions and the behaviors of characters. You should be making stories in your head about what will the character do now, what would be like, what will Jon Snow do after getting the throne. You should have like all these theories going on in your head. There should be time to analyze the outcomes of the character's actions. There should be time for making stories and future predictions in our heads, because then only the unexpected things will shock us. Like the shock value will come only if you have anticipated something. Binge watching does not allow any of this, and there is a high chance that you will not even remember the names of the characters. So don't binge watch the show. Just let the episodes sink in you before you jump on to the next episode. So about IMDb ratings, okay? I think choosing movies solely on the basis of IMDb ratings is one of the not stupid, it's like it is one of the weakest ways of approaching cinema. Like, what do you mean? You only watch films which are rated above 8 on IMDb. Then you are letting numbers decide your taste. You are letting the numbers decide your taste before you ever begin. A rating is only an average of many opinions, and art is far more complicated than any average. Even if the movie is low rated, sometimes a particular scene may affect you in a certain way that it changes the trajectory of your life. Like, who knows? Some films are misunderstood at release, some are too niche for mass audiences. Some movies divide people in two categories, and some movies become meaningful after a particular period of time, and some movies are meaningful only to particular viewers. So a movie rated 6.8 might stay with you for years, while a movie rated 8.7 might mean nothing to you. So you should take those IMDb ratings as a reference, but they should never be the judge. You should not be choosing movies to watch solely on the basis of IMDb ratings and reviews. Cinema is not mathematics. Cinema is an experience. Oh my god. It's already been 52 minutes and I have still things to talk about it. So let me just drink some water, and I hope this time the mic is working properly. Let me just drink some water. Okay, so the next point I'm going to talk about is context. Context. The question is it necessary to know the context of the movie before watching it? I mean, some context is okay, but having full context of the movie is not okay. The only thing you should know before watching a movie is the genre of the movie, and maybe a word of mouth from your broski. I mean your friend, a person who has similar taste in movies like you. Maybe a word of mouth from them, from your friends, and the name of the movie and the genre. That's it. And I think you should not even watch trailer of the movie, because modern production houses, they have to fill their theaters and they have to appeal the mass audience to come to theaters and watch the movie. They have to make money out of it. So the production houses and the makers, the directors, they unknowingly drop the entire plot. They drop looks, they drop surprises, aesthetics of the movie beforehand. I think in, like, they would drop the first look, they will drop the posters, they will drop the teaser trailer, they will drop the first trailer, they will drop final trailer, and TV spots. Like, if you watch every one of them, then you already know like 50 to 60% of the movie, and you already know the story, you already know which way the movie will be going. So you have already known the movie. It's just that there are blank spaces in between which the movie has to fill. What I suggest is to not watch even the trailer and having no context of the film before watching it. While watching, so if you already watched every teaser trailer and all of that, so while watching it, the movie has nothing but to fill the blank spaces of the story in your mind. Let the movie have the liberty to surprise you. So, if you take my advice, uh, if you have heard about any particular movie and you haven't even watched the trailer and you don't know what the movie is about, just directly watch the movie. Don't read about it, don't watch any teaser trailer, just directly watch the movie. You will enjoy the movie far better compared to the movie you have watched the trailer of. So, at least try it once. And in my opinion, you will not ever again watch all those trailers, TV spots, and all that stuff. I think the teaser trailers, they kind of ruin the cinematic experience. So the next point I'm going to talk about is called cultural moments. So what are cultural moments? Every once in a while there comes a movie which appeals mass audience. Movie grabs so much attention and audience that it creates a cultural impact on our society. For example, let's talk about a movie called Bahubali. The first part of this movie was so successful that everyone in India was talking about it. I could see little kids in my area singing songs of that movie, and also kids while playing cricket and badminton. They used to say things like, now I will be hitting Bahubali show. Although it meant nothing, it shows that how a movie affects people's lives. Even the elders somehow managed to see it, considering the busy schedule and considering they think movies are waste. So after the part one of the movie was released, then for the next 2 years, the entire country had only one question in their mind, which was, why did Katappa kill Bahubali? The jokes, the memes, the Facebook posts, the WhatsApp forwards, everything had mention about that movie. Everyone in the country was talking about a movie, Bahubali. There was no movie people were excited this much about ever. I so such films shape Indian cinema. So the second part of the movie was a huge success. I, when I was like 13 or 14 years old when the second part of the movie was released, and I think uh, it was my first time being excited to watch a movie in a theater. Before I used to watch movies on television. So naturally, I begged my parents to go to the theater and watch the movie, but they refused. It was kind of sad, but I learned something from it. I had a computer and I had internet access. So, out of desperation for watching the movie, I went on the internet and I was searching on YouTube, searching on Google about Bahubali 2, the movie. So I got on on YouTube. I used to get some particular scenes of Bahubali 2 that were recorded in the movie theaters and people had posted it on the YouTube. I used to watch that, but somehow I got to a website, somehow downloaded Bahubali 2 movie. So it was the first time I ever pirated a movie. So what I'm saying is the movie was so much impactful. It taught a 13-year-old boy how to pirate a movie. Like that's a very big thing if you see like in 2016 17. Like that was a big thing for a 13-year boy to pirate a movie when people know nothing about pirating, at least in my country. So the point I'm trying to make here is you can watch Bahubali today also, and you can watch both parts on the same day, but you cannot leave the time when the first movie was released and the second was released. The time between those movies is what you cannot live today. You can't enjoy the memes now. You can't experience the talking phase, the fan theories phase. That time period was a moment called you just had to be there moment. The experience these two movies brought with them was generational. So such moments I like to call it as cultural moments. When a large group of people unite together to celebrate one moment together, the thing that unites everybody. So a recent such cultural moment for me was I mean, for everybody was the 2024 World Cup, T20 World Cup. So the thing is, you can still watch the highlights of the 2024 World Cup final when India won. But what you will forget over time is that India had lost the 2023 ODI World Cup. And the loss was so huge, so huge that it was unbearable. That loss was there is no revenge for that loss. So, and also what the players have gone through after the loss of 2023 World Cup, that I think that is nothing short of trauma. Players like Hardik Pandya were bullied on the uh, cricket field. So everyone were like on the verge of breaking. So people will forget about this. So the So the weight of the 2024 World Cup was way higher at that time. So what I'm trying to say is you will forget these things after a particular period of time. So you cannot live such big cultural moments again. These are like once in a lifetime experiences. These are the moments called as you just had to be there to experience it. So the time in which the movie was released also plays a big impact on the experience of the movie. So my advice would be if you can sense a cultural moment is going to come or going to happen, then put aside everything and live it, because that time will not come back again and you won't get the same experience again. So please live in that moment. As of I think today is 27th of April 2026, and cultural and the big movie which is going to come is I think Avengers Doomsday, which is in December, and Dune Part 3. So these are two movies which are like the cultural moments, like everyone will be talking about this. So I would like to be a part of such movies and such experiences. So yeah, that was all from my side. After seeing all of this, oh my god, I have never talked for an hour before, and in English. All this pain in my jaw. So let me just finish it. So after seeing all of this, maybe cinema was never just about watching for me. Maybe that is why some films stay in our minds for years while hundreds of others disappear in a week. Because the best films do not just entertain us, they meet us at the right time, ask something from us, and such films leave something behind. Sometimes you finish a movie in 3 hours, but sometimes a movie keeps watching you for the next 10 years. Maybe that is why I care so much about cinema. Oh my god, maybe. Anyways, that was all from me. And if I messed up somewhere, please just forget about it. Forgive me. I don't do this on a regular basis. And it's just me sharing my opinions. So that was all. Let me tell you the time. If you are able to see, it's 2:47 a.m. and I think I should be sleeping. You know what? A fun fact. I recorded for an hour and the mic was not connected properly. The mic didn't work. So it was like the fourth time I recorded this particular video. So maybe hit a like and show me your support and that you appreciate me if you like the video, and let me know what you think about cinema. I think I should end it now. Bye bye.